Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our webinar, Efficient Drafting and Practice Management for Estate Planning. My name is Ari Bulmash, and I'm the Director of Probate Law at Leap Legal Software. I joined Leap shortly after the acquisition of Wealth Counsel to be part of a dynamic team that is heavily focused on estate planning administration, areas of law that I've always been extremely passionate about. It has been great to work with the Wealth Counsel team as they have developed a truly integrated estate planning drafting platform within Leap, which you will get to see today. Leap is designed to handle all of your firm's matters with features including billing and payment collection, data collection for use in managing your matters, trust accounting, time recording for any of your administration or other hourly matters, and my favorite, document management automation. Included is a secure sharing platform to collect data and share your estate planning documents with your clients. In today's webinar, we'll be covering an overview of a Leap estate planning matter type, including critical dates and matter-specific tables, completing a Leap estate planning matter for drafting in Wealth Counsel and your own templates, an introduction to the Leap Wealth Counsel integration, an overview of Wealth Counsel's robust product offerings included in the integration, such as Business Docs, Elder Docs, and Wealth Docs, drafting highlights using the integrated Wealth Counsel platform for an estate plan, and finally, complementing your estate planning library with automated documents in Leap. Whether your firm uses the Leap library of automated forms, you automate your own documents in Leap, these automation features will save your firm valuable time and increase productivity, allowing staff members to focus on other revenue-generating tasks. For firms practicing estate planning, this is even further enhanced by the Wealth Counsel integration. We're going to start off by opening a matter that we created with a recurring matter template, which was set up for a couple's estate plan. With this template, we were able to set up our firm's commonly used table structure in addition to our common folder structure for managing our documents. Within these folders, we have shortcut automated custom documents, which we know we will want to use routinely in this matter type. These are indicated by the shortcut icon under Type. We'll get into that a little bit later when we talk about custom document automation that uses this table data. By viewing the tables we have completed, we can see that this matter has two clients, Lisa and Ken Donald, and we have a good overview of the parties in the design of this estate plan. By filling out the fields associated with these tables, we can see that this is a blended family, with Ryan being Lisa's child and Ariel being a child of both Lisa and Ken. We can also see that they have elected for separate alternate attorneys in fact. Beyond the overview of the parties in this plan, we can see a net estate value based on assets and liabilities that were added to the matter for use in schedules and funding documents as part of our custom automation. If we look at the top of the matter above the tables, we'll see that there's a matter status for consultation held. This matter status is set by the critical dates that are on this matter type. If, for example, we had drafted documents on June 1st, you'll see that the matter status actually would be documents drafted. These matter statuses can give you a really good overview of the matters within your firm, including being used in reporting and the overview screen of all your matters. Once we're ready to move forward with drafting, and we will make sure that we have all of our tables complete, we have set all the information we need to be included in the estate plan, all of the parties that are available before we move into Wealth Counsel's drafting platform. If we take a look at the card tables in this matter, you will also see that there are various tables that are grouped together. For example, client has children and alternate attorney in fact related to it, and trust details has successor trustee and trust residuary beneficiary related to it. Next to the parent table is an arrow where you can expand or contract the list of tables that are grouped together, which allows you for more efficient navigation while you're looking at the matter or showing you more detail when you need to. We also have both clients on the same client card, which is usually what we recommend for setting up an estate planning matter, especially if you're going to use the Wealth Counsel integration for drafting. You can also use each individual client on their own client card, or you can have one client on a client card and one client on a spouse card. All of these will work very well with the Wealth Counsel integration. Now that we have completed all of the card tables on this matter containing the contact information for the parties in this estate plan, we have also completed the assets and liabilities table on this matter. It contains the assets and liabilities that make up the net estate value. Each one of these asset classes and liability classes has the ability to make multiple lists based on the asset class, and each input screen will give the ability to create detailed information that you can use in things such as funding documents, such as your deeds, or creating your own asset schedules or distribution schedules to be given to your clients. With all of the cards added to this matter that contain the contact information for the parties in this estate plan, we're ready to begin drafting through the Wealth Counsel integration. Up in the top, you will see that the Create or Edit Document button exists, as well as a menu next to that button for the firm to access their clause library, scenario library, and any matter documents that they may already have if they had drafted already in this matter. Since this is a new matter, we're going to click that button and take us straight into the Create or Edit Document screen, which will take us to the Create a Document window. There you will see all the platforms that exist in this integration. We're going to start off with a brief overview of the platforms available in the Wealth Counsel integration. First up is Business Docs, which is an easy-to-use drafting system for customized planning documents for each phase of your client's business lifecycle. From formation documents, such as the suites available here, all the way through succession planning. You'll have access to a comprehensive solution giving you the confidence to create and customize sophisticated business planning documents for your clients. Along with Wealth Counsel's educational offerings, you can provide your clients with business needs the complete representation that they deserve. Next, you'll have access to the Elder Docs platform, which is geared towards Medicaid and Veterans planning, special needs planning, and other areas of elder law. You also have access to a revocable living trust and standalone will platform. Along with the educational offerings that Wealth Counsel provides, you'll be able to confidently represent your clients in a very rewarding area of law. Next, you receive access to Gun Docs, which is drafting software that provides a comprehensive approach to your clients in need of firearms trusts and traditional gun trusts and NFA firearms planning. The fourth platform you receive access to is Wealth Docs. Wealth Docs gives you the ability to draft from simple to complex wills and trusts, and the access to the Trust Protector Suite, state-specific ancillaries, advanced planning techniques, and even charitable planning. We'll be spending time in the Revocable Living Trust system today, and you will see a very robust offering of documents that can be included in your client's estate plans. All right, now that we're ready to begin drafting, we're going to click on Create a Document next to Living Trust and Ancillaries. That's going to bring up the Create a Document screen, which gives us options within this window to create a new answer set where all of the answers to our interview questions will be stored, which will help to generate those documents. To do a spousal conversion, if we were creating separate trusts, it's actually a very easy way to create one trust and copy the spouse's information over to another one so that you can convert that answer set across. And we can create from a scenario. We also have the ability to access some of our existing answer sets, but I'm going to show you today the difference between a new answer set, we're starting fresh, and creating from a scenario, and really show you some of the highlights of where we are right now, which is we're already at a more efficient state for drafting than if we were using a find and replace type document. But right now we're going to start off with that and then go into what a scenario would look like. So I'm going to click Create a Document. It's going to start generating that interview. It's going to take us into the window where we can begin drafting. So right now you can actually see some of this grayed out information is that the attorney field has come across. That's the attorney that was the responsible attorney on the LEAP matter. So we already have that attorney in place. And then we just need to make a couple of selections here to get going. So the first is we'll start a joint trust. We're going to start a full trust, and you'll see already the system has pulled across the two clients as the first and second grantors. So while we have already built some efficiencies in by getting some default grantors across, and we can get into showing off some of the other features, we're actually still at about 55% of that document, and all we have is the trust. So take a look at the family information just to show you some of those efficiencies. All of the contacts that came across from the matter are showing up in the children list, and you have the ability to use those contacts to generate the documents. So everything has come across, all of their contact information. There's no need to rekey any of that information. However, all we have here is a trust, and we don't have any ancillaries. So one of the beauties of creating a scenario is you can actually pre-answer many of your typical questions based on the scenario you're dealing with your client, but you can also build out the ancillary documents on top of that. So you really can very efficiently draft an entire estate plan, including the ancillary documents, all in one system. So we're going to go back to that Create a Document screen. And now instead, we're going to go to Revocable Living Trust platform again. We're going to click Create a Document. We see now we do have an answer set that we had in place and it's already saved, but we're going to use a scenario this time. So I'm going to select the scenario that I've created down here for this attorney, and I'm going to click create a document. Now this time, you'll see that as the interview loads, I'm at 93%. I'm pulling across the grantor information as I did before, but many of these questions are already completed because I pre-configure them based on the scenario specific for these clients. In this situation, really what I have to do now is fill out who the contacts are based on what I put on the Leap Matter. So I can show you a little bit of that. I'm sure no one really wants me to draft an entire estate plan in front of them, but I'll show you that I can go select the children. I can put them in. So I've got Ariel here, and add another one and add Ryan. And I can use some of this information down below. So if I have Ryan as my successor trustee, I can go add that as well. But you can see that it's already populating some of the information from the trust. I can even hit set trust children. So I'm populating the trust information of those children over into the wills. There's lots of really efficient ways to draft these documents. So when I'm complete and I've added all of my contacts into this estate plan and it's all ready to go, I have the ability to view the document to see the working document as it's in progress. And that allows you to view the individual documents. So it's going to start off with the trust and then give the ability to switch between looking at some of the other documents as well. So it's going to load that up. There's the Donald Family Irrevocable Trust that actually pulled that trust name over from the Leap Matter as well, including some of the other information. And then when I'm ready to finish drafting, and I've actually completed this, which obviously is not totally complete because I haven't added all the contacts in, but just to show you the functionality of what we're doing here, the next part of this integration is to take the documents that we've created through Wealth Counsel's integration, and normally where you might save that to your local drive or some other system, we can save them directly back into the Leap Matter and store them for you there so that you can share them directly from Leap with your clients. So we're going to look at that matter. I've already got that recurring matter template that I set up. I'm going to select my draft documents folder and hit save. It's going to go through assembling the documents that are part of this trust, all the ancillary documents and the trust itself. So you'll see when we complete this assembly process, we're going to end up with a trust, the living trust, as well as all of the ancillary documents that we selected as part of the scenario, which is going to be the wills, the power of attorney, and the healthcare directives. And there we have the documents complete. We'll hit close just so we can go look at that. I'm going to close out of the integration here. And then we will take a look at those documents. So now we end up back in the Leap Matter. We open up the draft documents folder and there's everything that we just drafted. So we have the individual documents based on the selections we made. We elected to have the living trust, each client having their own durable power of attorney, a trust summary, healthcare power of attorneys, their pour-over wills, and a certificate. All of that was done through that scenario, which really made this system a lot more efficient. So I was able to get everything done. Up until this point, we've been looking at a pre-configured and pre-filled out matter template, which has all of the cards filled out and all the contact information. And we've been using that to populate the documents that we just did. But if we had sent those documents to a client and then needed to make changes, without an integration like Leap has with Wealth Counsel, we would have to make changes at the matter level and then make changes to all of those documents. So for example, if we needed to change a contact, such as a child, and we need to add their address information or change some details, we would be making those changes in many locations. So in this case, we maintain all the contact information, all the matter information in one place, which is in the Leap tables, and then that translates over to the integration. So when we were drafting before, Ryan Gray did not have an address. So we're going to add an address for Ryan Gray so we can add that to the documents. For more efficient address entry, the search address bar allows you to use Google to do an address lookup and assists you in auto-populating the address fields that are used in automation. This same address lookup functionality exists on the assets and liabilities table for any real property information that you're adding for your clients. Now that we've added this address, we're actually going to then go into the matter documents section of the Wealth Counsel integration because now we have documents that we've drafted through Wealth Counsel. So we click on that matter documents, we actually will see the two answer sets that we had been in before. One of them we had barely completed anything, and then one that we used the scenario for. So I'm going to click on the one with the scenario in it. It was applied. I'm going to go in, take a look at that family information, and now you can see Ryan Gray's contact information has already come across. So it instantly populated and edited it in that way. Now that we've completed these documents with Ryan's address, we simply would just regenerate those documents and save them back to the Matter. For a closeout of the integration now, we're going to take a look at some of the other features by using this integration. Simply by taking a look at the tables that we have in here and how we'd use those in other documents that would complement your estate planning library. Some of your custom documents, for example. So this is a California estate planning matter. So here I've got some shortcut templates that I have in my template library, but I've added them as shortcuts to that recurring matter template because I know I need to use them every time. So I have my trust transfer deed. I have some letters in here as well. I'll open up that California trust transfer deed. And now what this will do is actually pull information that I inputted for the clients, which was used as grantors in the estate planning documents, and we'll add them to this document, as well as information from the assets and liabilities table that filled out property information. So we have the ability to combine all of this data and use really robust automation. So in this particular document, this is the deed. We have two properties that were on the assets and liabilities table. We're going to select one of those. We're going to create an exhibit as an attachment and just hit update document. As soon as we do that, you'll see that the APN number, which is the tax ID number, and the city have already populated in here. And it's actually going to populate the grantor information and grantee information, including the trust, based on the information that's on the matter and some of the selections we've made. If I choose to use the other property, it will show this changes here as well. And that's how we can set up this deed. We have done many things with these deeds where we have created very robust automation. It's all taking advantage of the same tables you're already using in other documents through Wealth Counsel, as well as everything that you can add to complement your library for funding. So normally when I would send in a deed, I would also send a letter to the county recorder, unless there was some sort of e-recording system that I could use. But for now, we're going back to the days when we'd mail these in. Here's my cover letter. The same technology is applied here, where I'm going to select the property that this applies to. I have my address block up here and an APN number to refer to. Again, I'm going to select the Stockton property first, and you'll see that the coded property information, the county information will appear there, as well as the property information. If I select the other property, it will automatically change to that county's recorder. So we have the ability to reuse a lot of this information on behalf of our clients to set up robust automation that really cuts down, makes your drafting time much more efficient. So now we've taken a look at a couple of the funding documents that you would use on this matter that we're pulling from that information. We'll also take a look at some of the closing documents you might have. And I've got a couple of linked documents here as well for the cover sheet that I would use for the estate planning package or the instruction closing letter. I also have a fiduciary and beneficiary list. The fiduciary and beneficiary list I have here is a custom letter that covers all the fiduciaries and beneficiaries within the matter, but also takes the same information that was on the asset and liabilities table and it puts it together into that distribution list. So what you fill out on the matter translates into what you fill out on the estate planning documents. It translates into how that information is then used in your assets and liabilities list so that you can actually create these distribution lists, and you can even create your funding documents and watch the funding as you track it, because the assets and liabilities table has the ability to track what document was funded, when it was funded, and how it was retitled. Now we've had an overview of some of the funding documents and the closing documents that go into this estate plan and how all of this data can be shared across. It's also worth mentioning that these card tables might be used in future matters. You might actually have a child who comes back as a client in the future, or you might have the trust go through administration in the future where those assets and liabilities has already been entered into the matter and they can be reused on the administration matter in the future. By setting up the card tables in Leap and being able to use that data to push into the Wealth Counsel drafting platform, and then even being able to reuse that same data in your own custom library of automated forms, you're able to see the benefits of having an efficient system where one data source goes into multiple areas. Of course, you can then share those documents through a secure sharing platform, and you can use Client Connect to collect data from your clients so that it can be brought directly into the matter and used in that drafting. Leap and Wealth Counsel together are dedicated to support the estate planning and administration areas of law. Whether you have already practiced in these areas or are looking to expand, we'll support you in offering technology and education that promotes efficiency and better service for your clients.